Well, it would appear that there is a purge going on YouTube, at least on the surface, of perhaps conservative leaning channels, but I think there's actually a little bit more going on. And I've been able to get with some sources inside of YouTube that have shared some interesting information, not necessarily anything ground shattering, but I think it gives us a little bit of direction on what's going on. So, from the outside looking in, I think there's at least two primary directives. There's channels that feature anything or have any content around the G word and wrongthink in general. I don't think it's necessarily totally fair to call it exclusively conservative, because channels like Sargon of Akkad, who was hit and is a liberal, Airsoft channels were getting hit, Pro 2A channels, those you might say are more conservative, but Airsoft channels getting hit, and any channels that are deciding to cover in depth anything on the tinfoily side of the Florida situation are all getting hit. And there's little nuggets inside of each one of those categories that I think would make sense. So like we saw on Monday or Tuesday, Google actually clearly turned something on in the search algorithm because it removed anything selling the G word in shopping feeds. Even words like Gundam and things like that weren't showing up, which they later fixed, sort of. But clearly that was a machine learning algorithm that was too broad, probably up front, and people noticed. We saw the similar kind of purge going on with a lot of Pro 2A channels and Airsoft channels in the last week too. So I think these two things are probably related. In terms of stuff being deemed wrongthink, that's where I've got a little insider information. But I want to share too, from what I've heard from everyone I've talked to, old videos are being struck, private videos are being struck, and I've even heard reports of people saying deleted videos have received strikes. I haven't seen an example of that, but I've heard a few people say that. The other two I've certainly seen. There's also a theory out there floated by Trusted Flagger. I would probably put a little bit of trust in that. He said that a third kind of arm happened where they terminated loads of accounts that were linked to any channel with another channel on it that had been terminated for copyright infringement dating back to about 2017. This is, on the surface, what it looks like may have led to Sargon's channel being shut down, but I don't know because it hasn't been deleted. He's just locked out of it. And as of 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, he has not regained access as far as I know. I talked to him several times today. Now, the insider shared some interesting information that they are launching something that is not public knowledge yet, but they are starting something called YouTube Approved Science. It's like the Ministry of Wrongthink or something. I am unsure if it's related, but it does use a bot to flag, and it's an automated system, and it learns from existing community flags. So if your channel gets community flagged often, which a lot of these wrong-thinking channels can do, the YouTube Approved Truth system will rate your content as false and make it more susceptible to flags and brigades and reduce it in search viability. So what we may have seen with Andy's channel is some of the defenses coming down and perhaps an old strike hitting that Franny video. That's hypothetical, but it's entirely possible that perhaps this sort of thing is already rolled out or in the beta phases. And what it sounds like is it reduces your force field against these type of things. I don't think that it was a mistake. But I do, however, think some of these quote mistakes will be corrected in the coming days. Large channels will be fine. Sargon, even if he doesn't get his channel back, he can have his wife start a channel. He'll be fine. It's the middle level channels, I think, that I worry the most about. Just some of the channels I've seen in the past few days would be Andy Worski getting a strike, Sargon of Akkad's entire YouTube channel being suspended. That includes his Thinkery channel, over 1 million subscribers. Suit Yourself had his channel terminated. Bats on the Barbell, my favorite autist, she got 2 strikes. Baked Alaska got a strike. Mr. Obvious Talks channel was terminated. Mike Cernovich got a strike. Sinatra Says got 2 strikes. Atheism is Unstoppable had his second channel deleted. And this is just, a tiny fraction of what's going on. Now, some of these people would qualify as people who had previous copyright infringement channels terminated. Others do not. Others will qualify as wrongthink, and others might qualify as the G word, covering the G word. Like a lot of these Pro 2A channels, from what they're saying publicly, they didn't have any strikes when their channels were terminated. So I don't know if 3 quick strikes came flying in or what the situation is. I know that when my channel was deleted, I never even got an email for my 3rd strike. So it's all speculative at this point, but I wanted to wait till later in the day to see if YouTube had issued any statement. And in fact, they did. They said that there were some conservative channels that were, flagged by mistake and that they're going to correct this. I have not seen any evidence of that, but they have acknowledged it publicly. Also, we saw them get exposed that they're working with the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is basically a hate group, to flag down videos as a trusted flagger. So my tinfoil hat is I don't see a lot of systems inside the YouTube sphere not being automated. But what's possible is they could have empowered a few of these trusted flaggers, and they just went directly after channels that they have hated for a long time. Baked, Alaska, and Andy Worski, I'm sure, have been targeted based on some of the streams they've been having. And if you can't get something in a particular stream, you go after something else. Maybe that's what it is. Having Andrew Anglin on your channel is going to bring a lot of eyes. And, we know the flag system on YouTube is easily manipulated. The fact that old flags coming in from privated videos or even deleted videos, there's a CCW instructor, concealed carry instructor, who had a private video on her YouTube channel, and she got a strike for it. So they're digging deep. They're digging into channels. They're looking at your history. And I don't know. Is this a YouTube purge? Do you think... I think what probably happened is there's 2 or 3 systems that were turned on this week with specific targeting, but they may have also utilized this period of time to get some people that they didn't want around removed. It's hard to say. Certainly the conservative media is running full steam ahead right now with it, and I don't know if YouTube's going to fold under any pressure. If there's channels who've been deleted, share an in memoriam for them below and share their contact information. The other thing is, this whole concept of having backup channels is absurd. It doesn't protect you anymore. The only thing it does is allow you to have a secondary live stream channel. If one of your channels were to get struck down, according to the Google Terms and Service, those copyright strikes are attached to your name, not to your channel. So you immediately become in violation of the terms of service and any backup channels you may run. So if you really want to insulate it, think about having build an account and have your mom start an account, have your dad start an account, have your wife or somebody who's not going to screw you over and take it away from you. This is how we saw Keemstar get around it, and I think that's probably the new installative method. I've heard some people talking about building business models off YouTube, like how, why can't I think of his name? The Mug Club guy. Why can't I? It's escaping me right now. But, I think that's a good business model. I think, Crowder. Sorry, Steven Crowder. My channel probably isn't big enough yet to really, pull my content off, but I have started building a system. I use it for my gaming channel, Unsleeved Media. I have if you look at my unsleevedmedia.com website, it's a content curation site, but I also have stuff built into the back end where I can do membership-only videos and things like that, completely independent of PayPal, completely independent of this stuff. And I think the big channels should really consider investing some money, under $500. You can have a website. You can use Amazon Web Services. You can use their cloud to host your videos. You could use something like Vimeo to host your videos, although I think Amazon would be safer. And people need to start kind of pushing into some of the content or some of the spaces outside of YouTube. A lot of people watch their content on various .coms in the 90s, and it sounds like we're headed back towards that direction if this truly is a purge. But I definitely am interested in hearing what you might have to say about it in the comment section down below. And if you know somebody who's got questions about what's going on, I feel like this download has been pretty up to date. I think we're going to find out more tomorrow. I don't know if I'll cover it in a specific video, but stay safe out there, and keep me informed on Twitter if you find anything else out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to be notified the next time I upload a video, make sure you subscribe and take a moment to turn on notifications. If you want to support the cause of this channel, it survives because of the amazing generosity of those that choose to back me on Maker Support. The link is in the description, and hopefully you'll consider backing today.